Hey everybody, it's Sean Campbell, Campbell Marketing Group and the Sean Campbell Show. Today we're going to be talking about Facebook Live, the reasons why you should be doing them and the reasons why you're probably not. Stay tuned.
This is the Sean Campbell Show, a podcast for the aspiring and hungry entrepreneur.
Hey everybody, it's Sean Campbell, the Sean Campbell Show, the podcast by and for entrepreneurs. And let's talk about Facebook Live today. You know, it's something that I think 99% of us should be doing on a regular, consistent basis. Now, if you follow me, you know that currently I'm not doing a Facebook Live on a regular basis, and it's because I really wasn't doing a very good job. But for the last couple of months, I've been really studying and learning about what I should have been doing as opposed to what I was doing. So I'm sharing some of that with you. I'm going to be launching my own Facebook Live in a few weeks, and here are some of the things that I realized that what I didn't do well, but what I will be doing going forward. Probably the biggest thing, I was only having it once a month, the first Monday every month, and it just it didn't gain any traction by doing it with 4.5 weeks in between. I wasn't really, offering my audience enough good value by sporadically just doing it for that, but for only a month at a time. It should have really been, honestly, once a week at the same day and the same time to really gain some momentum and to really kind of grow and build that audience. Now, one thing you got to keep in mind is, like, even if you have 100 people watching you on your Facebook Live, but they're not engaging, it's probably more important to have, or it is more important to have, maybe those 5, 10, 15 people that you really have during that time, but get them engaged. And you got to make sure that they're coming on and you see that so-and-so is watching you. Say, hey, Joe, thanks for, tuning in today, address them by first name, if there's any comments during that time. And if you have the ability to answer that question or, to type it out in the comments and also address it, in real time, that's very important as well. So, but you got to realize also that you do need to take the time, and this is one of the areas where I didn't do that good of a job, is to take the time to promote it ahead of time and really, get that, excitement going for it. And also, you got to promote it afterwards too, to make sure that people tune in afterwards if they weren't able to catch it at that time. Okay, so that's one area I really need to improve on. Promote ahead of time, promote afterwards, so it's a continuous thing. This is something that's really going to become, if you decide to do it, and I highly recommend you do, one of the centerpieces in your Facebook strategy, a weekly Facebook Live. Now, one of the things you're probably wondering is, like, what do I have to talk about every week? Well, just think about me doing a video almost every day for you. Whether I'm putting it on my Facebook, my YouTube, and LinkedIn. If you've been watching these videos, I've been producing a video about 4 to 5 times a week minimum. So there's always a lot of stuff that you can talk about, revolved not just around your industry, but in the community. And also think about utilizing Zoom so you could bring in guests every once in a while on your Facebook Live to complement maybe areas in your industry that could really help provide value and information to your audience. If you're a realtor, for example, have a guest that comes in that talks about, maintaining your home properly. A plumber or an AC guy, or, someone who specializes in landscape or pest control. There's a ton of different people that could complement your industry, and it's not always about selling homes, right? It's about providing value and information to those people who have already bought homes from you. If you're in the automotive service industry, talk about how to maintain your paint or maintain your performance or the proper, tires and why you should buy certain tires. There's so many things you could talk about in the automotive industry, right? So write a list down. Write a list, and you'll probably see that there's a ton of things that you could talk about, and maybe just rotate them. Rotate that topic every 10, 12, 14 weeks, whatever, so it looks like your content's pretty fresh. And remember, you're not going to start off with 1,000 people following this Facebook Live right away. So that topic you had the first week, maybe you're going to get to it in week 12, 13, 14, 15, but it's going to be to a new audience, right? You're going to exponentially grow that audience. So those are some of the it's very high level. I know I kind of went very high level on this, and I could really talk about, what I'm going to implement on my Facebook Live for, the next 30, 40 minutes. But those are some of the key things. Maybe have a list of topics. Make sure you're positioning yourself as a leader in your industry and community, and really commit to this. So this is one of the centerpieces of your overall Facebook strategy. And make sure you create an event on your business page. You're doing this from your business page, doing the live from your business page, and you're also promoting this afterwards, right? You can always go into the content creator afterwards, after it's been posted. You could put in, the tags on it. You could put in, where it was recorded and a bunch of other stuff. So the people that see this after you're live, they'll see a more polished update on what entailed. You may go off on a tangent and start talking about other things, especially if you bring on a guest. You want to make sure you add that in that description. And also have a call to action. What do you want the people to do as a result of seeing your live? Do you want them to sign up for your newsletter? Do you want them to visit your website? Do you want them to offer a free consultation? Do you want to offer, whatever it is? Make sure that there's more of a purpose on there to continue to stay in touch with your audience. You could do 2 or 3 months worth of Facebook Lives, and during that time you could have been exponentially growing your email database, for example, to send out your newsletter and to send out your special offers or whatever that is. I'm not just saying to do a Facebook Live just to do a Facebook Live. I'm saying there needs to be ultimately, maybe this is a very top, part of your funnel to ultimately bring them down into a client or customer of yours, okay? Facebook Live, if you have any questions or comments about Facebook Lives, right? Put them in your comments below. Make sure you're going to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're watching this on my YouTube channel. Be one of my listeners on my podcast. I'm on Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts, and a bunch of other platforms you listen to your favorite podcast. Check out my podcast. Check out my YouTube channel. Give me some questions, give me some, comments below on Facebook Live, and I'll be sure to answer them, okay? So really appreciate your time as always, and until next time, we'll see you soon.
Thank you for listening to The Sean Campbell Show. Follow us on Instagram at The Sean Campbell Show.